My name is Isis. I am the CEO and founder of Empower Mode, and this is a space where I want you to become the best version of yourself through your self discovery journey. So, today I want to talk about overcoming your childhood trauma. And I definitely want to talk through this topic because I am currently overcoming my childhood trauma, and it's taken me pretty much all my life up to this point. Not saying that I'm fully cured of it, but I feel like I've gotten to a space in my life where I can actually talk about it and share my experience with other people. So maybe I can help someone out there who's also going through similar experiences as me. So, when I was a child, I went through a lot of emotional and verbal abuse from my parents and around family members around me. I grew up in a 6-person household. So I have 3 other siblings and then my 2 parents in the home. My parents are married still to this day. But there was definitely some things that were not great. I mean, every home is not perfect, of course, but I feel like people try to downplay verbal and emotional abuse because it's not physical abuse and you can't see it. So, for me, it's important for me to talk about this because I don't want to downplay the experience that I had growing up and probably what you're experiencing now or what you're trying to overcome as a result of your own childhood. So, going back to my childhood, what I was saying, yes, I dealt with a lot of verbal and emotional abuse from both of my parents. And as a result, I grew up with a lot of different issues that have carried over into my adult life now, where I've actually just started going to therapy earlier this year, and I have learned so much about myself. And the reason why I started going to therapy was that I realized I had a lot of issues that I needed to work through. I recently went through a breakup with someone. I have been with them for 7 years, almost 8 years this year, actually. And as a result, I learned so much about myself and the other person that I was with that I started having a nervous breakdown actually after I went through the experience of the breakup and just trying to realize what happened, understand myself a little bit more. So that's what really got me going into therapy. And through therapy, I already knew I had a couple issues, but I think this is where I'm really learning and understanding that I've got a lot of things that I have built up in my body or pent up towards myself and my family members because of the things that I've experienced growing up. And that actually carried over into my relationships with people, not just my romantic relationship with my ex-boyfriend, but also with friendships and people around me, work, etc. So I just wanted to give y'all that background so you can understand like how I've gotten to this place. So I've been currently going to therapy now for about 4 or 5 months. And something I'm learning through that is that number one, as I talked about before, I have had a history of low self-esteem. I also am a people pleaser. I also am a perfectionist. I have issues with self-worth, putting myself first, and etc. The list can go on and on and on. And I feel like the biggest thing I've learned is that I don't necessarily speak up for myself like I should speak up for myself, especially as an adult woman. So those are just a couple things that I'm taking away from my experiences with talking with my therapist. If you don't have a therapist out there, that's totally fine. I think the biggest thing is accepting accountability and understanding that you do have issues. I feel like once you accept that, that's where you can start taking the next steps on overcoming your own childhood trauma. I'll say for me, even before I went to therapy, I knew that I had some issues. I noticed that I was putting the needs of my partner above the needs of my own a lot throughout my relationship. And as a result, I was not taking care of myself at all. Like physically, I stopped working out as much. Emotionally, I was giving my all. It's like the 5 and 10 gallon theory. I don't think it's called a theory, but it's an example that my therapist gave me. She was saying how some people can, you know, only receive 5 gallons worth of water, and some people can receive 10 gallons of water when it comes to how they can absorb emotional needs, right? So I feel like for me, I'm someone that can absorb 10 gallons of water compared to someone like my past partner. He couldn't hold that much emotional weight because he wasn't emotionally vulnerable. And so I feel like I was carrying most of the weight in that relationship. And I learned that from watching my parents growing up. And I feel like, too, throughout my childhood, I did not receive the emotional needs that I should have gotten as a child. And honestly, I'm learning that my parents did all they could. And I should also say this, I literally do not hate my parents. I don't dislike them. I actually forgive them for everything that has happened. And I'm only saying this because for me, I had a lot of weight on my chest. I had a lot of disdain for a lot of things that they have done, not only to me, but to my siblings. And I had to realize I had to let that go for my own healing. And I'm not saying that you don't have to do that, but I will say for me, it's like I had a heavy elephant or a ton of bricks on my chest. And once I released that feeling, I'm telling y'all, it made everything better through my recovery journey. And it's helping a lot now with me even speaking to y'all, because when I would even talk about this stuff, I would have pent up energy and aggression towards anybody that was listening, and I couldn't let stuff go. But I'm learning, like, you have to find peace within yourself. And if you're dealing with childhood trauma, you have to understand your parents honestly did the best they could. They probably have childhood trauma as well, from whoever raised them or whatever environment they were in. So I had to look at it from that angle, and it really made me understand myself more, but actually understand my parents more. And not saying that you should just accept like all the violence and abuse that has happened to you. It's almost like you just forgive and you move forward, but you don't forget, okay? Because you just have to set up boundaries between yourself and and the people that have done you wrong in the past, because it's like your inner child is wanting that healing. And so you deserve to give your past self that healing so you can move on and be a better person. I would say also, going back to me speaking about this, I had a very, very hard time even accepting the word abuse. And I still have a hard time even saying that, because like I was saying in a previous video about my low self-esteem, like who wants to say they have low self-esteem? Who wants to say that they've been abused in their past? It's weird saying it out loud, but I'm realizing I have to accept that that's what's happened to me. Your past does not necessarily define you, but it's how you are moving forward that determines who you are. It's the resilience, the perseverance behind everything that makes you who you are as a person. So yeah, I know as a child I was silenced a lot, especially by my dad. My dad always wanted me to be quiet. He would come home yelling at me, or like after work, or if he was not happy, he would just take it out on me and my siblings. With my mom, I just feel like she was not emotionally there for me in the way that I needed a mother to be. She always expected me to just suck things up, move on, take responsibility for other people in the house, especially for their emotions. Kind of like I touched on that eldest daughter video a few videos ago, where there was a lot of weight on me emotionally that I felt like I had to carry as a child that I shouldn't have. Being told yes by one parent, no by another parent, that was always confusing as a child. Me going to school, being silent like a mouse. I had teachers try to tell my parents that I was dumb, that I should be in remedial classes because I barely spoke. Yeah, like, there's just a lot of stuff. I probably have to make this into another video for y'all, but there's just so much to even talk about when it relates to childhood trauma. I'll also say something for me to help overcome my childhood trauma is me, number one, like speaking about it. I would say number two, talking to an outside party, going to my therapist has really worked for me. A third thing was me starting meditation. So now I try to do meditation at least once a day. As soon as I get up in the morning, I'll put on like my YouTube and I'll have a guided meditation, or I'll put on meditation sound music like an ocean in the background so I can hear the water and the birds. So that has helped me a lot because I get to sit with myself. I would say number four, like getting up and actually working out, moving my body more, that has been making me feel better as well. And I would say number five would be journaling, like writing out your thoughts. That has tremendously helped me because it has helped me process what I am experiencing now and like the baggage that I've had in the past. So number six is that I would also start setting boundaries with people around you. Throughout your healing process, you're going to have people in your family or friends or just people in your environment that you're talking to about this stuff. People are not going to like the fact that you're trying to overcome these past issues and become a better person. So just know that not everybody's going to like it. That's okay. But what you need to do is just set those boundaries with them, have clear guidelines and expectations. Also, don't forget to breathe. Just breathe, take your time. This is not a perfect journey for anyone. It is not perfect. So don't think you have to be like this perfect person. You're going to get through your childhood trauma quickly. It takes time, seriously. I would say for myself, like, even though I've been going through it for a couple of months, I've got a lifetime to go, and changes don't happen overnight. So there's going to be times where you do revert back to how you were behaving before, or there's going to be times where when you're talking to someone around you that has caused you trauma, you will, like, be a different way around them or snap at them and stuff. But that's okay. But you got to accept that that's what you're doing and that's what's happening. So I don't want you to feel like if you are breaking patterns or you're reverting back to old ways that you're not growing. Your growth journey is not necessarily linear. It has up and downs, So I just don't want you to be hard on yourself throughout this process. So I hope you can learn from me about overcoming your childhood trauma. Just know that you are not alone, and we have a community here to support you on your journey to being a better person. I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and feel free to put in the comments all the things that you have dealt with in your childhood trauma and how you're currently overcoming them. Or if you have overcome them already, I would love to hear from you. So thank you all for watching today. I hope you all have an amazing day. Don't forget to check out empowermode.com. I have a lot of resources to help you overcome your childhood trauma through affirmations. I have daily gratitude. I have mindful exercises and so much more to help you on your journey to become the best version of yourself. So with all that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to empower yourself and inspire others. Bye!